Hi, anyone and everyone. This is Kim, the Humble Hermit from Come As You Are, or Come As You Are, or what? Come As You Are Oracle. All right. I'm going to do the collective tarot for today, Wednesday, March 12th, 2025. You may follow me on the book, the talk, the tube, the lemonade, the blue sky social, the fan base, the Insta, or not. Totally up to you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it doesn't fit, don't make it fit. Some of it fits. God's kiss. We love that for you. Whatever does not fit, leave it on the table for someone else because you don't need to be taking on someone else's energy. Okay? Intuitive City Oracle by Rob Barthelman. IntuitiveIntention.com. Or you can find him on TikTok. He sells his decks on TikTok. In the shop. Another nice day today. Of course, I was stuck inside most of the time, but whatever. I mean, I guess I could have went for a walk this morning or something, but I was doing readings and changing my bed sheets and getting laundry ready. And yeah. I went to the dentist. They tore the shit out of my mouth. And then they're like, oh, your teeth are great. They're fine. There's nothing wrong with them. And because they put me on a 4-month plan, like every 4 months instead of twice a year, because when I went in last year, I had so many problems with my teeth. I really just had a lot of cavities, and I had, I think I had five or six cavities, and I had to have 2 crowns put on. What is that called? Root canal. I had 2 root canals, 2 crowns put on. So they put me on a 4-month plan, and of course I was late because I was really supposed to go in January. But yeah, she's like, we'll see you in June. She's like, in June, we can talk about you going to every 6 months. And I was like, okay, well, you know. Mm-hmm. And you know what she told me too? She says technically the reason why most people do 6 months for dental visits is because that's all insurance companies will allow you is 2 visits. She said, but technically you should be doing them every 4 months. I should ask her. Well, I mean, I guess I'll figure it out because one of my exams won't be covered, but I should ask her when I go in June how much it is for that extra exam. Because even if listen, because I didn't go to the dentist we have one on the table, by the way. I don't know if I said that. Because I didn't go to the dentist for like 9 years, I did almost $4,000 worth of dental work last year because I was so behind on going to the dentist. If an extra dentist visit is only like $200-$300 out of pocket, I probably would pay that to go every 4 months. I mean, I would have to work like 2 or 3 Sundays or Wednesdays to make up for it. Not a big deal, in my opinion. Still procrastinating on going to the doctor. I gotta find a doctor. We got 2 on the table. Three on the table. It's kind of like a halfer. Maybe upside down. Maybe in the right. I don't know. 3 on the table. 4 on the table. 5 on the table. I knew it. Because I feel like these 2 cards, I feel like when one of these cards comes out, usually the other one does. Although we had this one, I don't think yesterday, the day before. 5 cards on the table. No reverse, no major. 7 on the table. It's kind of funny. It's hard to say. It was almost... I think I'm going to take it in the upright, but it kind of almost was in the reverse. Wasn't last night the reading with the Emperor and the Empress? And the two scenarios, one where this could be you could be an Emperor and Empress energy. And the second scenario is an Emperor going towards an Empress. I don't know that this is the same one. All right. Let's do 2 more shuffles. We got 7 cards on the table, 1 major, and the major is the Emperor. No, I didn't take the 1 card in reverse. I think it's technically both. 1 more shuffle. 8 on the table. 9, 10 on the table. We had that one last night. Oh, that's hilarious. It's not the Empress, but that is interesting. 11 cards with bottom of the deck. Top of the deck is the High Priest, Intuition, 5 of Cups, Disappointment, Page of Wands, Enthusiasm, Queen of Pentacles, Practicality, and the Hermit, Introspection. Bottom of the deck is Queen of Swords and the Moon, King of Cups, Strength, Justice. That's so hilarious. I gotta be honest, if these other 5 cards at the bottom of the deck were part of this read, this would probably be my life story here. All right, 11 cards with bottom of the deck. We've got 2 of Wands, 3 of Wands. This is where the road gets bumpy. We got 10 of Swords. We got the 9 of Swords. My neighbor's working in his garage. I love that sound because it means people are getting out and doing stuff. Spring is coming. It's almost here. It's 8 of Cups. Now this is the one, like, it came out sideways, kind of, maybe, possibly, in the reverse. 7 of Swords. And we're going to talk about it, because I feel like both apply, honestly. We got the Emperor. Came out in the upright. Have I ever had an Emperor come out in the reverse? Maybe like once. Seriously, don't remember. Empress, I think, yes. We've got the Star. I forgot to mention the second major. Sorry. Knight of Swords. 4 Cups. Oh, part B. King of Wands, bottom of the deck. Cranberry juice with water. So it's not so sweet. Even though I get no sugar added, so I mean, there's still sugar in there, but whatever. Feminine, masculine, take how it resonates. It doesn't matter. I'm going to call it like an Emperor because that's what it is, but take how it resonates. So here's the deal. I don't think that this is the same Emperor from the reading from last night. I don't think it's the same. I don't think it's the same energy because so what I'm seeing is an emperor who's really not an emperor. I'm sorry to say. Um, Someone that's complaining. Maybe they're complaining. They're going to be complaining if they're watching my read and they think they're an emperor. Um, this is someone that is basically putting on a show. This is an energy of someone that's saying that they're healing, they're working on themselves, they're leaving their past behind, especially if it's toxic, karmic. This is someone saying, that they're ready for growth and opportunity, and they're ready for a fresh start, not only with themselves but possibly relationships. If this is a single person, I'm not really getting single or married in either way, but take how it resonates. With the Ten of Swords and the Nine of Swords, the descriptions on the card are overburdened and mental strife. I'm not gonna lie, I get almost like a sociopathic type of mentality. I just heard the word grifter. Didn't I use that like the other day in a reading? I don't know. And not necessarily like grifting usually implies like stealing or theft, like like bilking somebody. Is it bilking or milking? Bilking, right? Bilking? Conning somebody out of their money, their home, their car, their livelihood, whatever. I don't necessarily get that. I mean, it could be, but this is just someone that they, first of all, they pretend to be something that they're not. They lie about their emotional, mental, and physical well-being. Okay. You can throw in sexual there probably too. Like somebody that doesn't really take care of themselves. And what I mean by that is like if this person does have mental illness and it has been proven, like they've gone to a therapist, a psychiatrist, whatever the case, they've gone to a doctor and a doctor says, yeah, you're bipolar. Yeah, you have multiple personality disorder. Yeah, you're a sociopath. Yeah, you're a psychopath. Let's put you on meds. This is someone that knows that they need like meds to help with an illness and then they don't take them. And it's not because they're of that mindset like, oh, I don't need them, right? Because I'm fine. Well, in reality, people tend to think that because the meds tell them they're fine, and then they go off the meds and they're not fine. But they don't know that, right? They don't recognize that. It's not that. This is somebody that would be told, hey, you're bipolar. We're going to put you on this med. Here's a prescription. Go fill it. Come back and see me, in a month or whatever. This person doesn't fulfill the prescription. They don't go get the meds. They're like, fuck that. Who has the right to tell me that I'm bipolar? Who has the right to put me on meds? Never mind the fact, like if you didn't want to know, why'd you go to the doctor? But this is an example, so there's some kind of There's some kind of mental illness there. Like there's some kind of block there. With the Eight of Cups, the description on the card is spiritual growth. Any type of spirituality, any type of this is someone that would deny God until they absolutely, absolutely need mercy or guidance or forgiveness. Whatever, there's no spirituality there. Like any type of spirituality that they're touting. Is that a word, touting? Toting? Any spirituality that they're trying to convince people that they have, it's untrue. It's fake. All the kids are out there playing and screaming. I thought it was Olivia with her dogs. Well, that sounded horrible, right? The Seven of Swords, right? I said, I wasn't sure. Reverse, upright. Upright is dishonesty. Reverse is consequences. And I think both hold true. I don't think this emperor is honest about anything about who they are, what they stand for, what they're looking for. And there are consequences to that. Whoever this person is, they don't get good karma. This is somebody that owes a heavy burden of karma. Let's just be honest. Even through all of this mental burden, this mental illness, whatever it is for them, the dishonesty about who they are, the fact that there's just not only is there no spiritual growth there, there's no growth there. Like this isn't someone that puts in any effort or any time into like a career or relationships with sincere people. The thing is even though that's how this person is, even though this is who they are, with the Star card and the Knight of Swords, like this person is being compelled to pull themselves out of some type of rut, which is their way of life, not taking care of themselves, not believing in themselves, not really believing in anything, honestly. With the King of Wands, I don't know if this person just all of a sudden woke up and realized, like, well, okay, shit, like maybe I need to have a vision for myself. Maybe I need to expect more of myself. Maybe I need to put in more effort to myself. Because here's the thing, at the end of the day, you can be an asshole all you want to anybody out there on the street, but you need to take care of yourself. You can't even be honest with yourself if you can't take care of yourself, if you can't commit to some type of, again, spiritual growth, mental growth, emotional growth. I think she poked me with something. There's like a little on the inside of my mouth. I didn't notice her poking me with anything, so I don't know. There's something there. It feels weird. Maybe this person was shown a sign. Maybe they were actually given a sign from God that, hey, you could do more. Like, I have faith in you to pull yourself out of your fucking rut and get your shit together. And it's kind of funny because at first, when I was looking at the star card, I thought, okay, maybe this is the Empress. Not the Empress, but, another person. Like the reading from last night. I'm not really getting that. I'm really getting that this is this Emperor. Because the reverse of the star is lack of faith. Where, again, the only thing I could think of is they got some divine message, guiding them in another direction. And now with the Knight of Swords, they're going to go that way. But because there's not any, like I said, this star energy doesn't feel like another person to me. It feels like them. This person is, whoever they are, they're prone to depression too. So, I mean, sociopath, bipolar, whatever the case, this person is prone to depression. I just heard months at a time. No judgments. I mean, I've talked about this before. I'm of the personal opinion that every single person on this planet goes through depression. Show me one person that's never been depressed. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying you have to be depressed for months or years at a time. You could be depressed for a couple days. You could be depressed for a day. I don't think you can get through the human experience and not be depressed. When you realize that there's so many humans on this planet that you can't control, they can't even control themselves, that's depressing in and of itself. I've gone through depression. I'm pretty sure when my aunt passed away, oh God, what year was that? Was it 2019, 2020? Because my cousin Cheryl, her daughter, passed away the year before. She died a year later, a little over a year later. Like 2019, 2020. I can't remember. My grandfather passed away in 21. My grandmother passed away like a year and a half later, towards the end of 2022. I think she passed away in 2019 because I think Cheryl passed away in 2018. I can't guarantee it. I'd have to ask my cousin Pam. And I probably should do that at some point. But when my Aunt Cheryl passed away, or my Aunt Charlene passed away, okay, so that was another thing. My cousin Cheryl passed away. A year later, my Aunt Charlene passed away, her mom. And then a year after my Aunt Charlene passed away, my Aunt Cheryl, who wasn't my aunt by blood, she was my Aunt Charlene's sister-in-law through marriage, but I sometimes called her Aunt Cheryl. She passed away. 3 ladies in my life, 3 years in a row. Anyway, when my Aunt Charlene passed away, I went through a period of depression, probably a year and a half. I don't even know. I would say anywhere from a year to a year and a half. Like, I literally was just getting up every day and going through the motions. I slept a lot. And I didn't want to do anything. Nothing. And again, like, I'm of the opinion we all go through that. You know? And I think the only reason why when my grandfather passed away in 21 and my grandmother passed away in 22, I really think the only reason why I didn't go through such a depression like that is because even after each of them passed away, him, I think it was March of 21, March or April of 21, and she passed away November 20 of 22. Um, like, I know that they're still with me. And even though those two losses were probably the most heartbreaking for me in my whole life, um, yeah, like, I know they're there for me. How did we get on that tangent? How did I get on that tangent? Oh, he's depressed. The emperor is depressed. He goes through a lot of depression. And it would make sense if you had, like, if you had obviously had a mental illness, but it also makes sense if you're living a life that maybe, not that you didn't, like, this emperor knows what kind of life they live, but if this emperor knew that they could have done more or been more and they just decided to not, that could be why this emperor tends to be depressed too, because they're just not fulfilling their promise, prophecy, I don't know, whatever, however you want to say that. And I'm assuming part of this creative vision with the King of Wands, like I said, I'm assuming this is some type of, like, hey, pull your ass up out of the gutter, like, get enlightened. Like, let's move this show on the road. Because, like I said, if this person has mental illness and that's the only, if that's one of the only things that holds them back, like, it, like, they can't get a hold of it and then their life spirals, you just need to go to a doctor and get on medication. Eventually, it's going to even itself out. Eventually, you're going to get to a point where you're on the right dosage, you're on the right medication, and you will technically be able to live a somewhat normal life. And I'm not usually one for, like stuff me full of medications, but if you have a mental illness and you really need chemical help, then you need to get it. Like, you seriously need to, you know, take care of yourself. If you have something that's inconsequential and you want to try and take care of it with herbal remedies and at-home remedies and ancient remedies and things like that, I don't see what the issue is. But when you're dealing with mental health, I would try actual mental health drugs first before I try and fall back on anything natural. And that's just my opinion. I'm not a doctor by any means. Not a doctor by any means. And I have a family member that is bipolar, manic depressive, and who refuses to be on medication and has pretty much their whole life, pretty much my whole life. Um, and I do believe that I have inherited some of those tendencies, some of that gene. That being said, from a very, I wouldn't say a very young age, but a younger age, like I always felt like I was prone to the same thing. So I always check myself. I always take care of myself. And I don't let myself fall into like the kind of behaviors I grew up around with people that had mental illness. Let me just say it like that. And it's funny because I feel like ever since I got on my healing journey 2 years ago now, um, I feel even better about it. Honestly, I feel even better. And every day I feel like I get better and better. So, and I could be wrong. I could not have any type of mental illness, whatever. I could just technically have that thought because I grew up around it. Do you know what I'm saying? So, again, I'm not a doctor. I've just lived such an extraordinary life. All right. I don't know what he's going to do. He's been called to do something. He's been called to get his act together. And other than the Knight of Swords and the King of Wands, it's like, okay, so you're going to take care of yourself now? I don't know. Maybe it depends on the person. I'm going to leave it at that. I hope the message resonated for you. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope, if anything, you found it entertaining. I hope y'all have a great evening, day, whatever it is for you, wherever you are. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.